What's up, y'all? It's your man Chipz-N-Stix. I am back with another review video, and this time it's for our furry little friend in Stray. Keep watching. As you know, we cover a few key elements as to what makes a game worth buying. We're going to cover gameplay, visuals, and story. And obviously, at the end of the video, I'm going to let you know if this game is actually worth picking up. So let's jump into the visuals because this is really interesting. The visuals look amazing. The environment, the atmosphere was really captured by Blue 12 Studios to give you a dystopian city. Everything in the game, in terms of the environment, look very sharp. You can even tell in some of the reflections on the water, there it mirrors what's going on in the real world. And even with some of the buildings and the neon lights, everything stands out and it makes it look very crisp and clear. And there isn't a whole lot of pixelation or blurriness in any of the environments, really. Even some of the plant life, while it may not exactly look hyper realistic, it does look polished. I would say though that the cat actually needs a little bit more polishing. Granted, it's not supposed to be a super hyper realistic game to where this cat looks like a real cat, but you know, a little fine tuning would be nice here and there with our little feline friend. The gameplay is very simple, straightforward, and it's extremely enjoyable. And maybe there's a little bit of bias here because I'm a cat person. So I'm going to explain that. What makes this extremely enjoyable for me is because you're playing as a cat, you can do almost anything a cat does. There's furniture, you can scratch it. There's rugs, carpets, you can scratch it. There's a door, you can scratch it. You can jump on shelves and knock shit over. I can't tell you how many times I've knocked over bottles, cans of paint, flower pots, everything. It's enjoyable and it really puts you in that, that cat-like experience as to how they see and interpret and experience the world around them. It's fun and it's interesting. I'm playing this on the PS5, by the way, and I'm going to assume it's the same on PC. The gameplay mechanics are great. The button layouts are very straightforward and simple. It's not too hard to understand. There's an action button that lets you jump whenever you need to or interact with something in the environment. It's very straightforward and there are clear indications of that. Of course, with cats, they get the zoomies, right? If you're a cat owner, you know what I'm talking about. Even if you're a dog owner, you know what I'm talking about. Pets get the zoomies and they just wild out. So when running as the cat, you do feel like you're running kind of fast. And not all cats are as agile as we may think they are. I've definitely known some cats to be clumsy as hell. And I think that's kind of like what is going on here with this cat. It's not clumsy as hell, but it doesn't really turn corners while running in a sharp way. Sometimes it may feel a little bit sluggish. Now, there's a lot of platforming. This is definitely a platformer. And there's a lot of vertical platforming. So what I mean by that is you jump on shelves, awnings, to get to rooftops. You could jump on air conditioners, electrical units, almost anything that you see in the world that you can jump on, and it gives you that indication, you can do it. Now, you may see some points in the game where there's something that's directly across from you, and it looks like there's a bit of a distance, and you may think that you should be able to reach it, but in fact, it is too far to reach. I don't want to say it misleads you, but I guess it in a way it encourages exploration to find out where you can and where you can't go. There is no combat in this game. There's mainly running around and exploring. There's not too much of a stealth option in this either because there really is nowhere to hide. Now, I say there really isn't that much of a stealth mechanic in this game because there is one point in the level where you do have to do a little bit of hiding. And obviously those points are clearly indicated for you where you can go and hide to them. I'm not going to spoil it because, it kind of takes away from the experience. But there is a very small stealth mechanic in there. This is a story that takes place in a dystopian city, and you learn what happened in this world as you play. And one thing that's very interesting about this is that even some of the side collectibles tie into the main story. You do get a partner by the name of B12. It's a little robot that flies around, and it actually gives you this vest and sort of like becomes a part of you in a way. You can talk to it for hints. The inventory menu is very simple and straightforward. And the thing is that B12 doesn't know what's going on either. It has trouble remembering what happened in the past, and you have to help it remember what was going on. And it's interesting because this is so far into the future that you deal with androids. Not your phone, obviously. I'm talking about real androids, robots. You think they would be mechanical in their behavior. They would be straightforward, no emotion, nothing, just straight up robots. But in this game, obviously because it's so far into the future, they have advanced to the point where they're mimicking human behavior. They're mimicking human interactions, attitudes, uh, speech patterns, anything that you can think of that we as humans do, they imitate it so well in this game. Everything, like I said, ties into the main story, and you have to find out what's going on. It's a really eye-opening experience in a way if you've never, experienced this before through other mediums such as movies or books where they touch on robots becoming humans. This is not a long game by any stretch of the imagination. There are people that have beaten this in 3 hours. There's a trophy that you can get where you can beat this in under 2 hours. I would recommend two things for you. One, do one play file where you experience the game in its totality. You get all the memories, you get all the unlockables, the collectible items, stuff like that that actually ties into the main story, the main game, and really gives you that full experience. And two, start a new save file where you can go after all of the trophies. They're not hard to get. The most challenging may be the memory collection and basically the speedrunner where you have to beat it in under 2 hours. Overall, this is definitely worth the price of admission. It's it's not free, but if you have PS Extra or Premium, this is included in your package to download and play or stream online. For those who want to buy it, it's on PS5 and PC, and I think it's going for $30. There's also a physical collection, a physical edition rather, that's coming out, I believe, in September. And even with that, this game is totally worth buying. That's my review for Stray. If you like what you've seen, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell. We're going for 500. Everything helps. I really appreciate you watching this video. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.